What's happening, everyone? Time for another Malt review. That's Mikey and I'm Narby, as usual.
What's up, guys?
We are doing one of our favorite distilleries, Balvenie. We're doing the Balvenie Ton 1509 Batch 3. The Batch 3 is bottled at 52.2% ABV, and it's a combination of 31 different casks. Don't remember, I know Mike has it right there on his phone.
Yeah, so 31 casks, 12 sherry butts, 11 American oak hogsheads, and 8 refill American oak butts.
Okay, so it's, and the ages range here between 23 and 27 years old. So let's call it around 25-year-old whiskey. So it doesn't have like the ton 1401s. Some of those had 1960s sherry, so you're getting like 40-year-old sherry stuff in there. So it doesn't have that. It's a little bit different. But again, with these tons, we're expecting really high quality still. So this is the batch 3. And without further ado, let's get to the color. The color is a beautiful,
Gorgeous.
rich golden color.
Look at that. Great color.
The legs on this thing, they kind of glue on. You expect it with the high ABV. I don't know if you could see, but
Yeah, I'm loving the ABV.
sticks on. It's nice.
The glue. Oh, yeah.
On the nose, this has been breathing for a little over 30 minutes actually. We poured it early, so it's been breathing for a while. And it's really benefited from it. Oh, I mean, immediately the first thing that you get, and I think anyone who would know this, immediately you get this blast of just this most beautiful honey richness, honeycomb. And then you get this salted caramel. So it reminds me of like a gourmet dark chocolate with some really, really rich salted caramel inside. And you get some really sweet citrus fruits.
Oh, wow. I get really strong, deeply glazed, honey glazed cashews and walnuts and honey roasted peanuts, all kinds of nuts along with it.
There's this sweet apricot in there as well, fresh apricot.
I'm getting some nice spices, some clove and some nutmeg and some ginger to go along with those fruits, like Narby mentioned with the apricot.
It's good. Yeah, it's good. It's like it's lemon, but it's like lemon candy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not lemon.
Yeah,
you
like
know, lemon's not very
caramelized,
sweet. Yeah, so
crystallized lemon. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very lemon candy.
Oh, totally.
Keep getting a lot more of that apricot.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's great. It's great balance
Apricot
between
peach.
the sherry and the bourbon, or the American
It's really,
oak
really
hogsheads.
beautifully balanced. It's done really, really well.
Mm.
Really, just very impressed with Balvenie, with what they do, because this bottle is priced at $400. It still is available. It's actually a little less than $400 because, well, if you're an American customer, it's less than $400 in the UK because of the power of the dollar right now. But a lot of places in the UK have sold out. So most places in the United States still offer this at $400, and I guess we're curious while we're doing this review to see if it's worth the purchase or not. I know that the other tons, the 1401s, they're definitely worth $400, $500, $600, $700. Those are spectacular.
Oh yeah.
And we have reviewed a couple of those for you guys, so you guys can check those out in the other reviews. But so far on the nose, this is very special. It doesn't have that extra richness of that sherry. It doesn't have that extreme wow factor to it that the other ones did, but still very, very good.
Correct.
Anything to add to the nose?
No.
Let's try it.
Let's do it.
It definitely doesn't nose at all. Like it's 52% ABV. Like at all. It's just so luscious on the nose, but the attack on the first sip here on the palate lets you know that it's 52%. It's not overly alcoholic. It's gorgeous, but it really lets you know that it's strong. Definitely getting some vanilla, a little like white pepper. Yeah, really good honey. Some of that lemon, but less sweet, so almost more like lemon peel now. And now, as on the finish, getting some oak and spice in the back of the tongue, but that suggests aging and good cask. It's not overly oaky by any means at all. It's a little bit less complex on the palate than it was on the nose, but I'm very curious to try this with a little bit of water. You want some water in yours?
Let's do it.
Bring the ABV down a little bit,
Yeah.
open it up.
Yeah. It's so cool, man. It's normally I'm very sensitive to overly drying, but the first thing, like Narby said, there's a very strong attack. So a little bit of the alcohol, more of an attack on the palate versus the nose, but immediately it went to the most drying effects in the back of the palate, but in the most pleasant way. And that drawing immediately turned into like honey, like rich, thick honey just glued to your palate. So just a wonderful mouthfeel, very unique mouthfeel that I've really never gotten before. And then yeah, there's a little difference between the palate and the nose. Palate's definitely not as complex as the nose, but you're still getting a lot of the rich, exquisite honey, very gourmet honey, getting a lot of those nuts, honey glazed walnuts, cashews, honey roasted peanuts, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of apricot, a little bit of some of those tropical fruits from the bourbon cask influence, but overall extremely pleasant and great mouthfeel.
I just added a little water to this, bringing it down closer to 45% ABV, and the rich honey mellows out, and it brings up more vanilla and a lot more of the citrus fruits. I would say for nose purposes, I did enjoy it the way it was bottled a little bit more than adding a little water. But I'm gonna try it on the palate now with some water.
And really, that's what Balvenie, and that's what the legend, the master distiller David Stewart's known for, is those honeying effects. Just the most richest, exquisite honey being either the center or being a key factor in almost all of their best bottlings. And no one does it better than they do.
With-
Definitely more tropical fruits, yeah.
Yeah, with water, definitely, really good. It's more luscious. It's fruitier. Even a little hints of grapefruit kind of coming through, trying to come through a little bit. Some of that dark chocolate. Those sweet honeyed, like cashews, sweet honeyed cashews. The salted caramels there. The apricot, the lemon peel. A little bit more towards the lemon candy with a little addition of water. More than the little addition to water, I think just introducing it to the palate, really strong. You introduce a little bit to the palate, and then you taste the whiskey a little bit more on the second sip, especially if it's your first drink. I think once you've exposed the palate to, let's say, like a 50% ABV, and then you expose it a little bit, and then the second sip of whatever it is, and the third sip and fourth sip, you kind of could focus in on the flavors a little bit more. But I love the finish on this. The sides right here just tingling of this just like beautiful, like beautiful pepper, and it's just nice spice, just the right amount of touch of
But
oak.
like light, delicate, sweet white pepper,
Yeah,
not black pepper.
yeah, it's really it's really nice. Visiting the nose again on this. That honeyness is coming back. I know I said it was less with water, but you put it down, you bring it back,
Well,
kind of comes back. Yeah, it's always there. Yeah. And that's the thing. It is, I would say, a complex enough dram where you could classify it in that high-end category. Is it worth $400? Here's what I would say. The Ton 1401s don't exist at shops anymore, but they do exist in auctions. And the Batch 8 you could find for, let's say, around anywhere from, I would say, $550 to $600 range. The Ton 1401s are going up in the auctions, and I do think they're eventually going to be really high. I eventually think the Batch 8 of the Ton 1401 is going to be well over $1,000 within a year or two at the auction scene. So what, for me personally, this is very good. It's an excellent whiskey, but I would personally rather put on another $100 or $2 and get the Ton 1401, just because, yes, it's more money, but I think you're getting quite a bit of higher level quality spirit. This is really good. I've recently kind of reformatted. I think even 3 months ago, I would give this a 90. But since I've just kind of reevaluated the way I'm going to score things, and I've gone back and actually dropped some of my scores on other whiskeys that I've rated, and just gotten a little bit harsher and just going to be extremely harsh, I'm going to give it an 89 out of 100. But like I said, this is right there in the 89 to 90 range. It's excellent. And I know for a fact if this was a few months ago, I would have given it a 90. But I'm just decided to kind of get a little pickier with my scores. And I'm going to give it 89 out of 100. Awesome product, though.
Yeah, I give it an 88. And like Narby said, the difference is that the Ton 1401, the first ton, is definitely more in the 90s range, especially like we reviewed batch 3, batch 8, batch 9. This is definitely lower. It's going to be very hard to surpass 90 and above. So to me, yeah, if you add maybe 100, 200, it is worth it, because you could potentially get a 93, 94, or even higher by going with the Ton 1401. So
yeah, and scoring gets so, it's so tricky, because if we had never tried those, if we've never tried Balvenie 40, if we've never tried Balvenie 30, if we never tried some of the 1401 range, and you get this unique honey, but you haven't tried those ones, the score could easily go up. So it's relative to what you have tried, and you can't help to compare a little bit to make the other score fair. But I still say, if anyone does participate in auction buying, or if you haven't and you're thinking about it, I still say the Balvenie 1401 Batch 8 is the best auction buy out there still. The reason why I don't say Batch 3 is because that one is over close $1,000 or a little bit more at auctions, because that one's quite a bit higher. So the Batch 8 is still the best buy. But this is an excellent whiskey. I personally am not going to go and spend $400 on it, but is it worth it? It's approaching that level. But I'm not going to be going out there and getting a bottle. All right, you guys, we'll see you guys soon for another malt review. Cheers.